What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl, 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 girl. I don't know. I feel like this camera is a little higher. I don't know. Are we okay? I think we good. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl, 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 girl. I feel like it's not right, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine because we are in line with our mariposa. We are in line with our mariposa. Our mariposa. What you call it? Wing. Okay, so what is up, everybody? We are down here, girl. We don't have nothing to talk about. I have a video that just uploaded, and we are going to get to that later on this afternoon. So by the time you see that, you're going to see that. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I just went to my page and I see, like, in the last few days, I'm have gotten some new subscribers. So shout out to everybody, to the new subscribers. And today is Friday the 13th. That's my favorite day, favorite number. I love the day. I love Friday, and I love the number 13. I do. I have a 13 tattooed right here inside of a delta for change, not for sorority. For change. That's what the delta symbol signifies, is change. And so, yeah, no one can tell Caresha's story. If she believed her situation with Diddy was different from the rest of those broke, bottom feeding women with low self-esteem, that's her experience. Caresha didn't need Diddy to maintain her lifestyle, so he must have had more respect for her. Yeah, cut the fantasy. Caresha wasn't different. She just didn't have the experience yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if Caresha would have been with him for for any length of time, like, I literally feel like Caresha was being groomed. Like, she was already being groomed, and who better than to groom you than the Great Gatsby, right? And she was not. I know that y'all like to feel like men favor some women over the other, but we see time and time again that that's not true by any stretch of the imagination. No matter how far your fantastical world of delusion can go, there's no world where men favor one woman over the other. They give that perception, and that's why you guys compete for their attention. But as we can see, we can look at all the preferences, right? I prefer, I don't want no loud ass masculine. And then they get the person they prefer, but that person doesn't get preferential treatment. So it's like Caresha, unfortunately, was not going to have a different experience at that restaurant. Her being in that restaurant was not going to change Puffy. No woman was going to be able to change him. And when you listen to those testimonies, you could see how well women are programmed, socialized, and conditioned to believe that after a man has showed you a different person, after that love bombing stage is over, and you are spending the rest of your relationship trying to get back to that love bombing stage that was only there to hook you in, and now that you're hooked, you're never going to see that part of him again. And now you feel like, oh, I can help him. He's addicted to drugs. I could probably help him. Let me help you, because I'm a nurturer. I'm just natural. What did Jasmine say? I'm just naturally like that. No, girl, you're socialized like that. You're not naturally like that. That's why women who aren't naturally like that think that something is wrong with them, because socially they're told, I'm supposed to be nurturing and caring and this and that, but I don't feel like that. Something wrong with me? No, girl, because what everybody else is doing is not how it really goes. You're fine. You're okay. I feel like I want to put this down just a tad. I was feeling like it was off just a little bit. So yeah, she's not different. She just didn't get to the point where she didn't want to do the sex parties anymore. You must not be listening to the testimonies, because all of them are the same. It's the same thing. So Caresha, believing that her presence was going to have a different effect on him, that's not happening. And like I said, even with that girl that had love, I believe that baby was not conceived consensually. I don't believe that was I don't know. I think it's weird. And if I was Love, her name is Love Sean Combs. Like you literally put her. I would, if I was that little girl and grew up and found out who my father was and what he did, I would change my entire name. How dare you name that child Sean Combs? How, what a fucking weird bitch you are. That last woman that does the IT stuff for him and had that baby, had that little girl. Why would you bring a baby into that? You act like you didn't see what was going on around there, especially if you worked for him. I think that woman should, a CPS need to come and visit her, because who brings a child into that environment? His last children are 18. Now he has this little baby named after him. That woman, that's weird. I would be upset. Like, why would you bring me into this? Like, children do not ask to be here. And you either you did or did not have a choice to bring her here. I can't imagine. So you brought her here, and look at her father. Look at her father. He's gonna rot in jail, and you brought her a child into this. And if he goes to jail, I doubt that flow of money. I don't know if he moved the money around correctly by the time all this happened, to the kids, to the children, to the mother, to the sister. I don't know, but hopefully the girl has the little baby has an experience or a lifestyle like the rest of the children grew up with, because the money is going to be gone, girl. I think it's ridiculous. As what people said, we don't act a fool with these men. Because yesterday I said about Ralph, like I wouldn't, I would terrorize him. Like I literally would. It would be. I was stirring my coffee this morning. Girl, and I would be in here like la di da, like everything was fine. Like go watch that film, Gaslight, and how that man made that lady go crazy. And it was just, and the what made her go crazy was he was turning the gaslight, the lights, the gas controlled lights. He was flickering them at a certain time of the day, and she was thinking like something was wrong with her, and he would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about? And he was in the back flickering the lights. Girl, that's where the term came from. If you didn't know, the term gaslight came from a movie. Gaslighting came from a movie, Gaslight, where the man was making his wife lose her mind.
Days before she was murdered.
Where did you find that?
In this score, she must have left it here. It's written by somebody called Sergius Bauer.
Give it to me.
He said I wasn't any liquor. He said I was going out of my mind.
You're not going out of your mind. You're slowly and systematically being driven out of your mind.
But why? Why?
By turning the lights that were, powered by gas or whatever. He would turn off the gas powered lights. He would flicker them, and she'd be like, go watch it. There's clips. There's probably clips. I'm sure there's clips on TikTok, but it shows her like freaking out because the lights keep dimming at a certain time of the day. And she's like, what the hell? Just like I said, I would put something that vibrates or something that moves the bed at certain times of the day. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Once it happens, once it stops, you don't think about it anymore until it happens again. And then if you're not aware, you don't see that there's a pattern. See, that's why you gotta watch stuff. You gotta watch people, and you gotta watch if they do the same thing over again. I'm real good at when I can tell somebody's lying. Know that you're lying. My son's father, baby, I had his tick down. Every time he would do something, right after he would tell a lie, he would do a nonverbal. He was like, he had a tick, but I could tell every time he lied, he would do something right after it. I don't even want to say it because I'm giving my intel away. You understand what I'm saying? But he literally would have a response after he lied, and so I would just watch for that every single time. And he was doing it all the time. He was a person who lied for no reason. Just weird. It could be weird. Just lying for no reason at all. If you're not trying to gain, or if you're not trying to get something, or you lying out of fear, then I understand. I like people lie for reasons. You understand what I'm saying? And so when they lie for no reason, I'm like, girl, something is wrong with you. You're weird. If everyone who lives as a woman is a woman, why not just say woman instead of using the label cis and trans? The labels are weird because it's like talking out of both sides of your mouth. No, the labels acknowledge the existence of. That's it. I'm just a woman. Your worldly explanations make it harder than it is. It's not. I'm almost positive I've been with men who have been with men, unbeknownst to me. Actually, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all be like, I would prefer, to me, I think a safer man is a bisexual man or a feminine man. I think those men are just safer. I just, for me, I just think they're safer to be around. I don't want nobody performing hyper masculinity for other men, submitting to other men. I would rather you just be attuned with both aspects of your identity and be okay with it, with those expressions. I feel like those men are the safer men to be around. You don't want to be around somebody who's repressing their identities. That because the only way they express their emotions are only through lust and anger, and that you don't have a full range of emotion. So you're not even dealing with a full person. He's straight and you got a dick, but he's not even a full person because he's really not living in their true identity. Like yesterday I was watching T.S. Madison and Craig, and they were, Madison said, it was like she just kept going. She was like, if he tells you he doesn't like trans women, take PrEP. If he tells you these FOTS, I don't like them, take PrEP. If he has an issue with anything LGBTQ, take PrEP. And I put in the comments, if you have sex with men, take PrEP. And there's that video. I cannot find that video of that girl because um, Craig posted this video of this girl on TikTok talking about how Black women use DL as a scapegoat to not be responsible for their own sexual health. This idea where you trust men, where you don't trust them any other time, but for some reason you're still having sex unprotected with these men. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And then when the HIV rates go up, you're like, well, it's not our fault. You sound like you victim blaming. You're not a victim once you know what's out there. To me, that don't go to me. If you know what's out there, you're not the victim. You are now taking a risk. You know what the risks are, and you still going out there unprotected. You can't turn around and say, oh, it's the DL man, girl. You would have fucked them anyway with no condom. So nobody's victim blaming. Y'all don't want to take responsibility because then you don't want to take accountability because then you would have to take responsibility. And you want to use DL men, gay men, trans women as scapegoats for you not taking responsibility for your own sexual health, with an acknowledgement and an understanding that men, no matter what their orientation is, have risky sexual practices. And men lie. And men will tell you they haven't been with 1,000 women, and they have. You will follow after a woman, but you have a problem with the dick if he's taking dick or sucking dick. But you got your mouth around the same dick and it's been in a bunch of other pussies, and you still wrap your lips around it. But then when it comes out that these HIV rates look the way they do now, it's like, oh, it's the DL man. No, girl, you was sucking that dick and you didn't put nothing around it, and you put it in your mouth. I'm just saying. Most of the women that we learned about doing freak off and hotel nights have a certain ethnic look. Diddy was using them to create adult films for a wider audience. I truly believe Diddy was contracted to meet a certain quota for these films. Oh, I haven't heard this theory. And that's why the freak offs were so frequent. Many of these films were produced for an overseas audience and also on the dark web. Diddy made millions off these women, not the other way around. I have never heard that theory, and I wouldn't be surprised if the videos have been sold on the black market. I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, I don't have 50 cents. I don't have sympathy for 50 Cent's baby mama. She just wanted her bills paid. They were never in a public relationship, and she never loved him more than his wallets. But then my whole thing is, why do you love a man more than his wallets? Why wouldn't you? I mean, like, why would you? Y'all have to, like, you literally have to dismantle the fantasy. Every single time we talk about romantic, intimate relationship, you have to remove the romance. The romance is fucking women up. These women going on these dating shows, giving men more visibility that don't deserve it. Like, girl, that's the other video that I'm talking about, hasn't premiered yet. She wasn't young and groomed under a 10 album contract, almost beaten to death and intimidated. But she was beat up. She was, it wasn't until later, like, they got physical. It was emotional and financial abuse he was dealing with her with. And it didn't get physical until later, according to her testimony. I think she hit him first. And then she admitted to being jealous of, like, the way that everybody was saying that Cassie was jealous of Young Miami, and that's why she filed a lawsuit, because it's like, you getting all this stuff and I'm not getting anything for it or whatever. Because Puffy, like, he was, when I tell you, go back and watch that interview of Puff and Caresha on Caresha Please. I think he was her first interview. And watch the way he's looking at her. Just you should watch it with no sound. See, this is what I'm talking about. When I talk about, I watch people, watch it without the words coming out of his mouth. Just watch his behavior, his mannerisms, the way he glares at her, the way he looks at her. Go back and watch it. Y'all have to remove the fantasy. And if you hear young women stuck in that fantastical world where their eyes are wound up and birds are chirping around their head, break that shit up. Erica, we want to live in a fantasy. I don't know if you've noticed, but the prince never turns. He never turns into the prince. He stays the frog. He stays. You literally walk down the aisle to a frog. And then what's crazy is, it's almost like after they get you into the relationship, then they just switch up. And now you are trying to work on mending it and working on it and fighting for it. Whenever I hear people say they're fighting for a relationship, girl, my head hurts. I want to relax. I don't want to fight for shit. I want it to be smooth and easy. Yes, disagreements happen because we're different people, have different ideas of things and different perspectives and different opinions. But fighting for a relationship, girl, I'm tired. Oh, that sounds like work. I don't want to be sweating and stuff. I just want it to be easy breezy. Yes, roaches in the basement. I'm reading some of y'all comments. Let's go to the blogs, honey.
I sponsor the blog.
Let me tell you something.
Girl, I don't. Oh, these red grills are dope. You know how I feel about red. Look at those. Oh, yes. Oh, look at these blue ones. Oh my God. No, I definitely want gold. I definitely want gold. And I want two, because my canines are already pointy. So based on the mold, my canine, I want it to be exactly like mine. So I don't know. I saw a girl the other day. Let me take a picture. And I was like, this is how I want my grills. I want them right on these two teeth. Hold on, let me find it. Find the picture of the girl right here. Let me see. Yes. So like right on these two and these two, leaving my two front teeth open, either on the bottom or the top, because bottom or the top, both of my canines are sharp. Somebody said in the comments that they thought I had my teeth sharpened like that. No. And then my mom told me that when my teeth came in, Happy Friday the 13th. When my teeth came in, the canines came in first. She said I looked like a little vampire. These came in first. Weird, huh? I was like, what? She never showed me no pictures. I never seen any pictures of that. So I don't know how true that is. You know, people tell you stuff that happened to you when you was a little baby and you're like, oh, for real? Like the time they told me, let me tell you something. The way I am, our personality, my cousin, he used to always mention the story that one day I was little, like three or something, something 3 years old, 2 years old, or 3 years old, and I've had a bunch of hair, dog hair in my mouth because a dog bit me and I bit the dog back. This is what my cousin tells. This is what they tell me, that the dog nipped at me and I bit the dog back, and I had a bunch of hair in my mouth. Fuck around and find out. I'm trying to tell you, when people tell you who they are, believe them. My cousin tells that story every now and again. He used to tell that story like, I came out from the backyard or from outside. I don't know. This is what they tell me. I came from outside and I had a bunch of dog hair in my mouth. And they found out the dog nipped at me and I bit the dog back. I have no recollection of that, but my father had Dobermans, and so we had a space, like, you know how when you there's like a gate and then like a court, like a little courtyard before you get to the house. That's how our house was. And when people would come to the gate, they would have to walk into that courtyard to the house that was kind of back off of the street more, right? Because it was like the garage and then the gate, and then the house was behind like the garage, so that you walk through the gate. And my dad had Dobermans, and I was like 3 years old, but people would be afraid of the Doberman. So I would go and let them in at 3, would go and let them in and then walk with them so to protect them from the Dobermans, because they would be afraid of the dogs. Girl, I don't play. That's why I want Dobermans now. I do. Max and Red were the Dobermans my dad had. He had a lot of Dobermans at one time. I remember them being a lot. I remember my mom being really afraid, and I have a memory of my mom being like cornered in the kitchen and the dog like barking at her, and my dad like my dad was abusive to my mom, and the dog was barking, and my mom is afraid of everything. When I tell you, she's afraid of everything. Cats, everything, anything, she's afraid of it. She's just a scary person. Girl, it used to drive me insane. Be like, you scared of everything, girl, get away from me. But I have a memory, very, very early memory of my mom like like being afraid of the dog, like being scared of the dog, and like backed into the corner in the kitchen, and the dog barking at her, and then like my dad kind of laughing about it. And I was little. I was really, really little. That's like one of my first memories of seeing my mom be afraid of something. Yeah, is that damn that damn Max barking at her, and her being like, oh my god, like. And it's crazy because she's afraid of animals, of all kind of animals. My dad had like Dobermans, and they're not little. They're not little dogs. Yeah, and the dog came in the house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my mom, she was afraid of the dog. But yeah, that's my story. I bit the dog back. So fuck around and find out. Somebody said they want me on their team to go after the men's. Sure will. Ooh, girl, no ma'am. Okay, so let's go. Oh, these nails are pretty. I like this. I like this because they're very natural, but then they're like really natural, but then they have that gold at the bottom. Do y'all like those? I like those. I don't like what is it called? That apex that they put, how it's like kind of thick right in here, because it kind of makes them more like claws a little bit. I think that's like right now, that's the kind of the trend that's going on. Yeah, like her grills are cute, but I need gold. I don't need no fake shit in my mouth. They need to be gold. But I found a jeweler to get my grills done, and I'm gonna do that for my birthday. That's my birthday. If you want to donate to the birthday grills, the birthday grills, birthday grills. then let me know, girl. Yeah, these nails are cute. This is like casino. She has like, oh look, it's like a martini, cards, olives. You see the olives there? All that's all in my thing. It's like babies, animals, nails, grills, and health stuff and Virgo stuff, like astrological stuff. Look at these. Ooh, those are pretty. She has the astrolog see nails, and then it's so funny. I just clicked on this, but it's funny she has astrological glyphs on her nails. I mean on her fingers. Look. Isn't that funny? These are really pretty. I love these. Ooh, we love a 3D. We love a 3D. Okay, let's get to the blogs, girl. How long have we been talking? That don't make no damn sense. Girl, that don't make no sense. I don't understand what Anthony Edwards wants. What does he want? It says Anthony Edwards pushes court to force Aisha Howard to reveal texts with his other ex amid heated custody dispute. Anthony Edwards is taking legal action. Girl, you don't want me to be the judge and you don't want me to be in charge of the punishments. Because, girl, Anthony Edwards is taking legal action against his ex-girlfriend, Aisha Howard. Ex-girlfriend? Were they even boyfriend and girlfriend for real? I don't even think they was really boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, girl, and these niggas, that's what I'm saying. Somebody said that the NFL, there's some law firm, there's some athlete who is with this young lady and he just bought a really expensive house and everybody's saying they didn't like him with the young lady or whatever. I don't know this history, but he's not an attractive dude and everybody's like she's with him because of his money. No, duh. Like what is the like there's no aha like ooh she's with him for money. No shit. Why what other reason would you be with him for? Oh, for love? No, take that shit out of here. We're not doing that. I don't even think the girl was his girlfriend. Anyways, the mother of his 8-month-old daughter, Aubrey Summers Howard, right, your last name, girl. The NBA star is asking the judge to force Howard to turn over a long list of documents, including text messages she allegedly exchanged with another one of his exes, Ali D, Alexandra DeRochas, after the baby was born. According to the court filings, Edwards wants proof of Howard's income and spending. That includes pay stubs, utility bills, medical and dental invoices, and receipts for childcare like babysitters and nannies. And you know what's crazy? All of this could have been avoided if you wore a condom. That's what you get. That is exactly just so you can have a nut in some raw coochie. This is what you get. Like I said, if I was a manager for an NFL player, any sport, any athlete, you're going to get a vasectomy. I'm sorry, because I know that you guys, although you're athletes, seem to lack self-discipline and self-control. And so I know you're going to be out here acting a fool, trying to stick your dipstick in everything. So you are going to get a vasectomy. Yes, you'll be down for what? How many days? What's the recovery time for a vasectomy? Y'all get down in the comments because I know some of your husbands had vasectomies, right? So 3 days, what is it? 72 hours? Then you'll be back to fucking and you don't have to worry about it. Now, when you get of age, you're about to retire out of the league and you want to have a baby, then go get it reversed, but not while you're in the league. We're not going to have any custody battles, any paternity tests, nothing. That's not happening. We're not going to be in courts. None of that's going to happen because you guys lack self-control, self-discipline. You act like you have no management over your penises and it's nuts. So in order to avoid stuff like this, you will get a vasectomy. I don't want to get a vasectomy. That's like castration. That's what they act like. They act like if they're not able to make children that something is wrong with them. No, you can have it reversed. You don't need to be having children because you don't want to take care of them. You don't want to be a parent. Why are you having children and you don't want to be a parent? I feel like you should only have children if you want to be a parent. Like, Y'all don't want children. Y'all don't want children. Y'all don't want to pay child support. Y'all end up killing the woman if you don't want to pay child support, or if you find out she's pregnant. Why don't you have vasectomies instead of killing women and not wanting to pay child support? I don't get that. I don't get it. Edwards is currently paying $5,000 a month in support, but says Howard has not proven that the amount isn't enough to meet the daughter's needs. He's also requesting details about any additional income she may receive, including help from family or government assistance. He claims Howard missed the deadline to hand over this information and now wants the court to intervene. All you had to do was wear a condom, stupid ass nigga. That's what you get. I hope the judge orders you to pay $15,000 a month. Chelsea Lovelace is stepping out. A former girlfriend of Diddy has revealed her identity in a lawsuit she filed last year, accusing the mogul of drugging and SAing her during their relationship. Initially filed under Jane Doe. Oh, I'm sorry. This is another woman with the same claims as every other woman before. But Caresha is different. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bust the bubble, the city girl bubble, but Caresha was no different. She was not. There was a time I truly believed we shared something real, Lovelace said, but over time that illusion shattered. What I once thought was love and loyalty quickly turned into manipulation, control, and abuse. I was not seen as a person with a soul, but as a pawn in a much larger game. She continued, filing this lawsuit first as Jane Doe and now as myself is not an act of revenge. It is an act of release, of standing in my truth, of choosing healing over hiding. In her updated complaint, Lovelace claims Combs repeatedly pushed her to have freak-offs, gave her drugs, including ketamine, ecstasy, and at times recorded their sexual encounters without her consent. She says she would often black out and wake up with bruises or bite marks with no memory of what happened. She also alleges Combs was controlling, pressured her not to work, and once drugged her at his Miami home during their last in-person visit in July 2024. Okay? I was in and out of consciousness that night. I'm just going to say yes so he leaves me alone, and I'm never coming back. Combs has denied all allegations. His legal team says in a statement, no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never SA'd or S-trafficked anyone. Chelsea Lovelace is seeking compensatory damages and attorney's fees. Oh, she has a skincare line, and she's an esthetician, and she looks like Gina. She looks like Daphne. Yep. Girl, look at her face. Who she look like? She looks like Gina. She looks like Daphne. Who she look like? They all look alike. They all almost look Asian type, right? You see his little baby? You see that little girl? You see exactly how she looks? When they tell you they be having babies with these girls to fetishize because they fetishize the look and they want their children to look like that. I would keep that little girl completely away from him. She would never be able to be around him. Terrible. He's awful. He's an awful person. Like I said, no one was spared. Nobody was spared. None of them were. Yeah, that's who comes up. Chelsea Lovelace and all these things. Now she's coming up in this lawsuit. Well, good for her. I'm happy for her that she's come out. Good for her. Let's read some of the comments. My goodness, how many women he was intimate with at one time. Where do you get all this time and energy from? The award is $0, but glad you are healing. One thing, he loved them Filipino looking chicks in his freak offs. That's what I'm saying. They all have that Asian girl. Yep. They all look alike. Good for her. How many victims did he create? It's every single woman he came in contact with, he abused. And I'm not sure why y'all think that Young Miami was any different. She just did not get to the point where she didn't want to do the things anymore, right? That's it. That's all Young Miami. She just didn't get to the point where she didn't want to do those things anymore. You were not. She was not going to be any different. And I'm going. I'm going to stand on that. I'm gonna stand on that. Let me see what the other comments. This is the same Chelsea Jane Doe mentioned in her testimony the other day. Unlike Jane and Cassie, this girl is an actual S worker and she sells adult films on OF. Stop saying corn. Just say adult films, y'all. Like, it really is amazing how TikTok has literally made human beings change the way they talk. And instead of grabbing a thesaurus to come up with a different word, you just change the word. Corn? That doesn't sound smart to me. Adult films? Pornography? Like, I don't understand, why is that corn? That sounds so dumb. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people say it because everybody has adapted. It's funny how y'all adapted and change your language when it comes to shit on here, but when it's time to talk about trans people, y'all don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know what to say. I don't get it. Girl, the fuck out of here. Stop saying corn. It's an adult film. Stop saying it's pornography and there are adult films. Say adult films. That is actually what it is. And it keeps you from actually changing a word that you don't even have to change. Abortions are pregnancy terminations. Say that. Right. Like, stop saying other words. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I know we have to adapt because the community guidelines and what they try to censor you, but you don't have to say the word. There's other words for the words. Instead of changing the word, just use the other word for it. Because one word has multiple, they have synonyms. Find something that is like that word, right? You don't have to change the word abortion. Say pregnancy termination. Fetus deletus. That was my favorite. Fetus deletus is my favorite. Girl, but changing the word so that it could get through the the edits and the being able to, girl, I don't know. It's weird to me. That's always weird. But I think it's amazing how people literally have changed the way they speak in order to be able to maneuver through the algorithm. But for some reason, when it comes to trans people, y'all just can't get it, huh? It says, say what? Antonio Brown wanted for attempted murder in Miami shooting follows celebrity boxing match. Then I said it. Y'all not going to be happy until these motherfuckers kill somebody. Y'all are not going to be happy. I promise I have a damn tweet that says something about AB and him going to kill somebody. Let me see. Girl, did y'all watch Love and Hip Hop? Not Love and Hip Hop. Did y'all watch Real Housewives of Miami? Hold on, let me see. Like I said, the hope from Black women that Black men will get it together is why y'all donated to that man who left his children unattended. And who the fuck trusts anything endorsed by Antonio Loco Brown? I'm always talking shit. How is this possible and everyone is at home? Antonio Brown suspended for 8 games. That was in 2020. Someone said Antonio Brown said no white green bean casserole with box fried dried onions women in 2020 because he's lost his job. The Black women don't want your broke ass either. The fall of Antonio Brown. This is from 2019. Listen. I guess you'll have to kill someone in order to keep your endorsements. That's crazy. This is from 2019. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Where did my search go? Damn. Hold on. That's crazy. Former NFL star Antonio Brown is now facing serious legal trouble. According to the Washington Post, police in Miami-Dade County are actively seeking Brown in connection to a May shooting incident at a celebrity boxing match. The judge signed off on the arrest warrant Wednesday, officially charging Brown with attempted murder. I just say the words, I'm sorry, with a firearm. The alleged incident took place just after midnight on May 16th in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. Brown was reportedly detained at the time, but released a few hours later. Per the warrant, Brown must post a $10,000 bond and will be required to serve house arrest if taken into custody. This marks the latest in strings of controversy involving the former wide receiver who has remained in headlines since his NFL exit. What are your thoughts on this latest? Girl, y'all not gonna be happy till these niggas kill somebody. And that's what I'm saying. These fucking football players. Hold on. Where is this? Oh, why? Oh, have changed me. Running around in circles over you. Everything is you. I'm so confused. Why is it so yeah. Oh, Erica, you sound a bit salty. It's just a TV. These aren't actual people we know. Any monetary win for a black woman is great. We used to be property of white men, then eventually our black husbands. We had no power. So this should be great for all of us, right?
I just, girl, stop.
Porsha being awarded alimony from a man who was deported to Nigeria, and Nigeria does not have to abide by any court ordered judgments from the United States. How do you think she is going to get that money from him? She takes L's. Girl, I sound salty, girl. I sound like I'm telling the truth. You want me to you want me to encourage the fantasy. Oh, Porsha won. She won. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Simon Gobadia ordered to pay $40,000 alimony to Porsha Williams after judge enforces the prenup. I said Nigeria does not automatically enforce U.S. court judgments, including alimony or child support orders. Just because alimony is court ordered does not guarantee payment. So she didn't win. I know y'all want Porsha to win so bad. I know you want little slowpoke Porsha to win so bad, but no, she keeps hustling backwards. And then she has 2 years to move out of that house. Hold on. Let me find the thing. The thing. We're just gonna go to the internet. Porsha and Simon Gobadia divorce. Let's see. Who is this? Simon Gobadia to pay. Okay, here it is. Porsha scored a big win in court this week against Simon Gobadia. She did not. She won a judgment, but she did not win. I'm sorry. Following Simon's deportation back to Nigeria, the 43-year-old Real Housewives of Atlanta star appeared in court with her ex via Zoom, where Simon, 61, was ordered to pay $40,000 a month and grant her the ownership of their Rolls Royce. She better sell that Rolls Royce. Porsha Williams won in divorce court. A judge ruled to enforce her prenup with her ex, Simon Gobadia. A host confirmed on the June 12th episode of The Breakfast Club. Now that's a huge deal because they've been going back and forth over several things, including the home that she currently lives in, the Rolls Royce. According to the host, who spoke to a source close to the court, Porsha will receive $40,000 payments from Simon each month for 14 to 15 months. All of her legal fees will be paid, and she'll receive the Rolls Royce he bought. As for their $7 million home, Porsha has from 2004 to 2024 to 2027 to decide whether she wants to remain living in the home or sell it. Porsha cannot afford that home, okay? However, because the residence was a premarital asset of Simon's, the RHOA cast member will have to refinance and buy Simon out of his portion if she wants to stay. As the court insider explained, Simon has 50% equity in the property, as does Porsha. While Porsha considers whether she'll remain in the home, Simon will be paying the expenses related to the property, including the mortgage payment. I doubt it. I wouldn't count on it. A source went on to share that the June 11th court hearing went on all day from 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. and saw no direct interactions between Porsha and Simon. Then at the end of the day, Simon was said to have walked away pissed. Simon is exploring the options of an appeal. He has 30 days to file this within the court, the host shared. Porsha filed for divorce from Simon in 2024 at just 15 months after they wed. She's not getting that money. Here, let's ask Jupiter. Here we are. Let me go here. Here. You want it? Listen to this. Does he still legally owe alimony after being deported? Yes. If the U.S. court awarded alimony, the obligation still stands even if the man has been deported. Deportation does not cancel a court-ordered financial judgment like alimony or child support. But can she realistically collect alimony? Not easily. Here's the hard truth. Just because alimony is court-ordered doesn't guarantee payment, especially when the person lives outside of U.S. jurisdiction, has no traceable U.S. income or asset, or was involved in criminal or undocumented activity. If he's in the country that does not enforce U.S. civil court orders like Nigeria, it's very difficult to collect money. International enforcement of alimony is inconsistent and expensive. Some countries have reciprocal agreements with the U.S., but Nigeria does not. Specifically, Nigeria, girl. What can she do? File a contempt motion in family court to show he's not complying? Try to intercept U.S.-based assets or income like tax refunds, bank accounts, etc.? Consult with an attorney familiar with international enforcement of judgments. Bottom line, he still owes the alimony, but no, that does not mean she'll see a dime unless she can find and enforce it through the remaining U.S. ties and assets. Nigeria does not automatically enforce U.S. court judgments, including alimony or child support orders. The U.S. and Nigeria do not have a reciprocal agreement to recognize or enforce civil judgments like alimony across borders. That means U.S. family court orders have no legal power in Nigeria unless the person can file separate case in Nigerian court, a complex, costly, and uncertain process. So on paper, yeah, she was awarded. If he has money or property in Nigeria, she needs to hire a Nigerian attorney to try to domesticate the U.S. judgment there. And even then, Nigerian courts don't always recognize or enforce foreign family court rulings. What can she do? Try to track his U.S. assets, accounts, and business ties he may still have. File in U.S. court to declare him in contempt, and it would help block future U.S. reentry, garnish assets if found, and flag him with immigration authorities. Consider it an emotional closure of knowing she did all she could legally, even if the money never arrives. So I'm sorry to inform you all, your Porsha the princess who's running around trying to find somebody that she can retire off of, she keeps hustling backwards, her and her weird ass joker looking mama. So it's not salty. Your girl just keeps taking L's. That's not a win for her. It's not a win. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bust your bubble, but I'm here like Iyanla, knocking shit off the table, breaking up the fantasy girl. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for her. She takes L's. She's not going to get it from Nigeria. Crazy as hell. You sound crazy, girl. Sorry. We had no power. So this could be great for all of us, right? No, it's not. What are you talking about? Break up the fantasy, girl. It's a wrap. Porsha being awarded alimony from a man who was deported to Nigeria, and Nigeria does not have to abide by any court order judgments from the United States. How do you think she's going to get that money from him? She did not win. She takes an L every time. She's taking L's every single time. Okay, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments.
You don't have them now. He put your ass out. Next time, don't get married for a check.